Or you're a guy who's feeling lost in these menswear streets and wants to build a timeless wardrobe that turns heads? If you're not in agreement, then I want to link with you for a complimentary Step Up Your Menswear Discovery Call. In this informative 20-minute session, I'll dissect your current fashion choices and identify where you might be missing out on opportunities to enhance your style game, all while staying true to classic menswear principles. Whether you're a professional, a businessman, or simply someone seeking to upgrade your style game, the Step Up Your Menswear Discovery Call is tailor-made for you. Book a slot on my calendar today by going to I'mNotAGentleman.com and click on the Work With Me tab. Peace.
I'm Not a Gentleman is a production of ChaseandRider.com.
So as a black dude, one thing about us, not that I'm speaking for all of us, but I'm speaking for a lot of us, we are really, really into name brands. They're just something that we do, you know, like whether it's hip-hop, always talking about name brands, or even before hip-hop, like street dudes. They were always into a lot of name brands, and that's one of the things that kind of cost us when it comes to menswear, because menswear is not really about the name brands. So that's why sometimes you'll see guys doing menswear and they're flashing name brands at the same time, and it just doesn't really work. We don't have to see that your belt buckle is Ferragamo or your belt buckle is Gucci when you're wearing a suit, man. Yo, what up? Welcome to I'm Not a Gentleman, the show designed to help you look stylish without following trends. I'm your host, Vladimir Riché from ChaseandRider.com, and your favorite menswear YouTuber's favorite menswear YouTuber. I've helped dozens of clients and hundreds of students and viewers feel more confident by looking their best and always making a great first impression. You ever see some dudes on Instagram and you say to yourself, what the hell is going on here? Why is he dressed like that? And why are people commenting fire emojis under that post? I think one of the problems on Instagram is the crowd that really doesn't know how to dress. They are very loud versus the stylish guys, not as much. I think a lot of people follow those guys that work in tandem. They be dancing and somehow people take that as this guy knows how to dress. I think the problem is there are a ton of guys on Instagram that are very stylish, but only people that are already really into style follow them, versus guys that are looking to know how to dress would benefit greatly from following these accounts. So this is exactly what we're going to talk about in this episode. I'm going to list 10 accounts that I highly recommend that you follow if you're looking to step up your menswear. And also, you don't have to write anything down once I start naming them. All you have to do is just click on the link in the show notes, and that'll take you directly to each account. Intro.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, whoa.
If I don't quite sound like myself today, it's because I've been fighting a cold for the past couple days. I feel much better though, but I know my voice is not 100% to what it should be. So I'm not trying to sound sexy or anything like that. It's just that I'm getting over a cold. But I'm going to talk about something that I feel is very important. A lot of time on my channel, on Instagram, I'll repost something that I think does not look right. And usually the reason why I do it is to try to see what other people are thinking. Like, am I the only one that's bugging? Or, nah, this is not right, you know? So usually I get responses where a lot of people feel the same way that I feel. One way that I try to teach is by adding humor, because after all, it's menswear, it's not life or death. So, you know, I like to joke around and, you know, say some snide remarks every now and then whenever I post those pictures. But I do have a ton of pictures that I never post. I don't post every single bad fit that I come across. The ones that I usually post, though, the reason why I post them is because not only is the fit really bad, and I can use it as a teaching tool, but I usually go by the comments. So if I see that the comments are on fire, like so many people are complimenting the fit, then I feel like I have to say something. The thing is, a lot of these people have a ton of followers, and your followers tend to like what you like. So in a way, I understand it. But at the same time, you kind of have eyes, you know, you can see what's going on. Like, you really think this is good? And that's when I'm like, man, I got to say something about this, because not only does this guy look a mess, but he has a whole ton of people commenting, and they probably think that this is good. Well, not probably. They think that this is good going by the comments that I see. And my goal is not to really change the person that posted the fit. My goal is to try to reach other people that are looking at it and think that it's good. You know what I mean? Like, not all of them. If I can change one person's mind, then yeah, that's great. But that's really what I'm trying to do. Once again, I'm not here to change the person that's posting whatever it is that they posted. But of course, if that person were to discover what it is that I do and they want to come on board and learn more, they are welcome. But typically, man, a lot of those guys have so much confidence in what they're wearing, they probably think I look bad. So I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it to try to teach other people so that they can see just because it's on the internet doesn't mean that it's good. Or just because that this person has a ton of followers doesn't mean that it's good. I ran into that issue when I made a video about Steve Harvey, when he was saying every man needs to own a black suit. And he also spoke about the shirts, the cream-colored shirts and things like that. I really made that video not because of Steve. I was really trying to teach you guys that's not true. Don't think that you need a black suit and you can make whatever amount of combinations with all the suits that he brought up. I was trying to reach guys that are just starting out. But the video did well as far as the reach. But when I posted it on TikTok, I don't usually post videos on TikTok. Well, I stopped anyway. But the response, even though it had, had a few views, nothing crazy, viral, or anything like that. But the people that commented, like all the comments were negative. And they were calling me a hater, And the reason why they're calling me a hater is because I'm calling out Steve Harvey. So because Steve Harvey is well known and I'm a nobody, so I must not know what the hell I'm talking about. The thing about it is Steve Harvey is a comedian. He's not a menswear expert. Actually, Steve Harvey's name used to be synonymous with 6-button suits and suit jackets that reaches your knees, That's what Steve Harvey was known for. Now, to his credit, he doesn't really look like that anymore. He's still not sharp, in my opinion, but he looks much better than what he used to look back in the 90s. Everybody was calling me a hater on TikTok, man. See, the thing is, I think the problem is a lot of guys don't have the proper influences when it comes to menswear. It's cool to, I guess, try to put everything together yourself or look at people that you think are sharp and try to emulate them. But the biggest issue is those guys that you look upon as being sharp, they aren't sharp at all, man. They're actually doing you a disservice. I'll give you an example. Let's take Ryan Clark, who works for ESPN and also The Pivot. Ryan Clark has this suit that he's been rocking lately where it's a two-tone suit. Like it's half one color and the other half is a different color. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Two-Face, the villain from Batman. Like that. Except Two-Face actually went all the way with it, where the trousers were actually different colors too. Meaning that the trousers were two different colors. But Ryan Clark just does a single color with the trousers. But the jackets are two different colors. When I first saw this, I was really confused. I wasn't sure if he was joking or if he was actually being serious. But
we'll be right back.
This week's episode is sponsored by none other than TLB Mallorca,
which is a shoe brand out of Spain, founded by Tony Lobera Barcelo. TLB made its official debut around 6 years ago and has taken the shoe industry by storm. Specializing in Goodyear welted shoes, TLB's main collection starts at $360. But the Artista line, which costs $411, is where the brand really shines. With features like a slim beveled waist, which accentuates the shape of the shoe and usually found on much more expensive bespoke shoes, close-cut heels, 8 stitches per inch, and using real leather heel stiffeners as opposed to leatherboard. The shoes don't only look good, they also mold to your feet for maximum comfort with no break-in period. TLB Mallorca works exclusively with leather tanned using the traditional methods, mainly calfskin obtained from the finest French and Italian tanneries. Whether you're just starting your collection or looking to add to it, I highly recommend the 198, which is their plain capital Oxford in black with a swan neck design. You can also request extras such as metal toe taps, elastic shoe trees, and matching belts. The Artista line of TLB Mallorca has 3 lasts to choose from. The first one is the Goya, which is their round last. The second is the Picasso last, which is a lightly squared toe. And the third one is the Van Gogh, which is their soft square, which also happens to be my favorite. Visit tlbmallorca.com to learn more, or click the link in the show notes and tell them I sent you. Now back to the episode. The more I dug into it, Ryan is dead serious, man. Now, the problem becomes a lot of guys think that dressing well has to be unique. It doesn't have to be unique, man. What makes dressing well so good is the simplicity of it. Like, why would you think that wearing a suit that's 2 different colors a good idea, man? And I do understand you on TV, you're probably looking to stand out compared to the other people that you're working with. But I've never in my life put on a suit with the intention of outshining other people. But 9 out of 10 times, I'm usually the best dressed wherever I go. And I'm not saying that to be cocky at all. I'm just saying, I have the utmost confidence in what I do, but I don't overdo it. It just so happens that, I put things together well. I'm wearing nice shoes, usually a beautiful tie, a good watch, things like that. You know what I mean? I don't go there to try to outshine other people and to look different from them. The crazy part is if you go to any of those posts from Ryan Clark that I'm referring to, you're not going to believe the love affair in the comments. I was shocked to really see that. It's one thing for somebody to dress badly or their suits fit bad or whatever the case may be. The person that's commenting may not know the proper fit or how a suit is really supposed to look, But when we're talking about the look that Ryan Clark be coming with, anybody with eyes could look and be like, what exactly is going on here? So when I see people commenting like, yo, this is dope, Ryan, you're killing it, I'm really confused. And this is nothing against Ryan. Everybody's free to wear whatever the hell they want. But if you wear whatever you want and you go on TV with it or you post it on social media, I'm also free to talk about it. I'm really, really confused about the comments, man. I see a lot of women in there saying things like, man, this is killer. That's not a good thing because as guys, we usually dress for women. I think that if women didn't pay attention to the way that we looked, most guys wouldn't really care at all as far as what we put on. It's just the reality of it. So when women think that guys like Ryan Clark in his 2-tone suit is really doing it, I wonder if it's really doing something to other guys to make them want to do that too. There are guys in the comments too saying like, man, where can I get a suit like this? Yeah, this is crazy. So I'm saying to myself, okay, so Ryan Clark is a showman. He's on TV. That's what he does. It is what it is. But nobody's really going to go out there and put on a 2-tone suit. You know what I mean? That just doesn't really happen. That's just a Ryan Clark thing. Well, I was wrong. Somebody sent me a video of this couple getting married. And you see the bride in a beautiful white dress.
And then next to her, the groom in a two-tone tuxedo, black and white. And he went full two-face. So the trousers were also black and white. I don't even really know what to make of this. I have a few things to say about it, though. Number one, for those of you that aren't married yet and are looking to get married, one thing that you should always consider is that although your wedding day is your day as well as your wife's day, but it's really her day. You're just there for support. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. You should go there trying to look as good as you can. Yes. But it's really the bride's day. This is something that she's been dreaming about her whole life since she was a little girl. I don't know many men that's been dreaming about their wedding day since they were little boys. If you are, then you're different. So the intention is never to outshine the bride, even you as the groom, because like I said, it is your day as well. So black tuxedo is probably where you want to be. Dark navy tuxedo, like midnight navy, something like that. But you should never try to outshine the bride. And that's exactly what bro did. All eyes were on him. It was impossible to take your eyes off of him, actually. Because who comes out wearing a two-tone tuxedo? Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I feel like a lot of guys just don't have the right influences when it comes to menswear. And I'm not saying that you should just only be listening to me. You know what I mean? There are other guys that are doing great things as well. Actually, me and a couple of the guys, Style Architect and Style Jumper, we're actually starting a menswear mastermind, which is a private membership, starting on December 6th. But if you are not following me on Instagram, definitely make sure you do that, because every Wednesday we do go live on Instagram. You know, we talk about menswear as well as other things that also affect guys, not just menswear, things like mental health. We touch on those things a little bit as well. But there are a lot of good influences on Instagram. It's just that people aren't really checking for those guys. Even though some of them do have a ton of followers. But guys that dress well when it comes to classic menswear, we are definitely in the minority. Like, there's not even a question about that. And the guys that don't dress well, they are usually the loudest. So a lot of people seem to gravitate more towards those guys because those guys are so loud and flashy. But I'm here to tell you, man, dressing well doesn't have to be flashy. Another thing that bothers me, I'm going to speak from experience here. So as a black dude, one thing about us, not that I'm speaking for all of us, but I'm speaking for a lot of us, we are really, really into name brands. That's just something that we do, you know, it's like whether it's hip-hop, always talking about name brands, or even before hip-hop, like street dudes, they were always into a lot of name brands. And that's one of the things that kind of cost us when it comes to menswear, because menswear is not really about the name brands. So that's why sometimes you'll see guys doing menswear and they're flashing name brands at the same time. And it just doesn't really work. We don't have to see that your belt buckle is Ferragamo or your belt buckle is Gucci when you're wearing a suit, man. Or sometimes they'll throw on a Gucci scarf or a Burberry scarf, thinking that automatically makes them sharp. It really doesn't. And that's one of the things that guys don't really understand sometimes. Like, I'll step out and they'll say to me like, man, that's a nice coat. What's the name brand? I mean, I'll tell you the name brand, but chances are you probably don't know what that is. And B, if you're asking me for the name brand so you can go and look it up and try to buy one, that's one thing. But if you're asking me for the name brand because you think that you're going to recognize it by the name brand and that's what makes it good, we're already not on the same page, man. I think the biggest issue, like I was saying, is that guys don't have the right influencers. I think if they see something more than once, then they'll start to understand it. Well, other guys, they'll just see me wear something and they've never really seen it before and they automatically dismiss it because they don't know what it is. So what I wanted to do is give you 10 Instagram accounts that can really help step up your menswear. Definitely follow them. If right now you're more into fashion, but you're trying to cross over the style and you want some daily reminders, then I would definitely follow these accounts. In no particular order, the first one is Stephen Carson. Stephen Carson works for the Armory, which is a menswear store in New York City. His style is very vintage inspired, and he doesn't wear suits that often. He mostly wears out trousers and sport coats. But if you're looking to step up your game, I would definitely start with him. The second account is my man Sam from the UK. Username is Dapper Classic. Similar to Stefan, he wears a lot of out trousers and sport coats. So as I like to say, wearing a suit is easy. Out trousers and sport coat is a different beast. So if you're looking to see what combinations work really well, I would definitely recommend Dapper Classic. He wears some really nice trousers, some really nice sport coats. So that's definitely a great account to follow. Number 3 on my list, once again, this is in no particular order, is Benedict Fries. His Instagram handle is Perfetto Benedetto. And he's the owner of Shibumi. I talk about Shibumi a lot, whether it's on my YouTube channel or on my Instagram account. I have ties from them, scarves and pocket squares. So, of course, Benedict is going to come through with some really nice ties. As you guys know, ties is one of the things that I highly recommend that you make sure that you have some great ones, because that's an easy way to step up your menswear. So on Benedict's channel, not only are you going to find a lot of out trousers and sport coats combinations, but his ties are always on point. The fourth account that I recommend is Alan C. Username C Allen. C as in sight, S-E-E, Allen, A-L-A-N. Allen is one of the founders of the Armory, and they're started in Hong Kong. But as I mentioned before, they also have a store in New York City. But he has really great style, so I definitely recommend to check out his page. The fifth one is Douglas Cordo. Username Douglas_Cordo. And it's out of the UK. I started following his page when I first got on Instagram. He's involved with Fox Brothers, which is one of the big flannel companies out of the UK. They probably make the best flannels around. At least they're known for that. And his style is just next level, man. Some of the suits that he wears, some of the suede shoes that he wears with them, just really, really great style. So definitely recommend that page. Next on the countdown is Terry Corbett out of New York City. Definitely one of the OGs in this. So shout out to him. His style is crazy, man. But what's even crazier than his style is his confidence and his swagger. Dressing well is not just what you put on, is how you carry yourself when you put it on, is the amount of confidence that you have in what you're wearing. And Terry's confidence is through the roof, man. So definitely somebody that I recommend that you follow. His style is just next level. Number 7 is Simon Compton's page, which is called Permanent Style London. Simon is from the UK, and his blog is one of the best around as far as classic menswear. If you want to know how to start your wardrobe, if you want to learn about shoes, if you want to learn how to take care of your clothes, you're going to find a lot of that information on Permanent Style. But his Instagram page is also a really nice page that showcases a lot of the pictures. So I've been following Simon's page for a very long time. So if you're looking to get some inspiration, then I would definitely recommend that page. The next page is Andreas, and I want to say he's from Sweden. His handle is flannels and tweed, flannels_and_tweed. And I really like his style. I definitely relate to it a lot. He wears a lot of flannels, as the name indicates. I'm a big flannel guy myself. He also wears a lot of sleeveless cardigans, and as you guys know, I'm a sleeveless cardigan guy myself. What I really appreciate the most about his page is how comfortable he looks in his clothes. So regardless if he's wearing a suit, a tuxedo, business casual, he always looked like he just threw the clothes on without putting much thought into it. So I definitely recommend this page, especially for fall and winter menswear. Another account that I love, also from the UK, is my man Nigel's page, which is called Ignore at Your Peril. Nigel is somebody I've been following for a while. Back when I was on Style Forum, Nigel was one of the guys on there as well that was giving great menswear advice. So when I saw the Instagram and I discovered I'm on there, it was really good to see. Not only is he sharp, but the way that he explains things in his videos make it really simple. And it's a page that I really, really enjoy. So he's classic menswear through and through. He does sport coats and out trousers, but mainly suits, really nice shoes, and just really great advice, man. So definitely check out my man Nigel, a.k.a. Ignore at Your Peril. And then last but not least is Jason Jules, username Gumsville. Jason's an author. He has a book called Black Ivy, highly recommended. And he's also a model. He's done some work for Drake's over the years, and also very recently I saw that he did some work for Ralph Lauren, which is really, really cool. And other brands too, in between those two. But his style is crazy, man. This dude is definitely somebody that I look up to. His style is mostly casual, I would say, a lot of streetwear. He does kill the suits as well, but most of the time is really a sweater, a sport coat, out trousers, jeans, vests. This guy's just really, really sharp, man. So that's an account that I started following a long time ago. I think I've seen Jason since back in the Tumblr days. And highly recommend that you check out that account. Once again, man, biggest problem that we have is we don't have the right influencers. And it's not to say they're not out there. They're definitely out there. It's just that a lot of people are not really checking for those accounts. You know what I mean? They're following other people that aren't menswear people, but yet they're taking menswear advice from those people or menswear inspiration from those people, which is doing it backwards. You have to be careful, man, where you're getting your advice from. So those 10 accounts, I highly recommend. And if you're just getting started in menswear, definitely follow them. There are more than that, but those are the first 10 that came to mind. And if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely follow me on there as well. My username is Chase.Rider. So this was an episode on the 10 menswear Instagram page that I recommend that you follow if you're looking to step up your menswear. Tune in again next week for another fire episode of I'm Not a Gentleman. Peace.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, yeah. Hey. Back in that, yeah. Tell them to watch it.